Hey ladies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. As you know, this is your daily dose of truth, no fluff, no filters. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how men are women's apex predators, yet society has rebranded them to be protectors. The same people that we are taught to fear in dark alleys are the same ones we are told to trust, build a life with, and marry. This is not about hating men, but it's about shedding light on this toxic cycle and dynamic where women are taught to seek safety in the arms of the ones most likely to hurt them. I always say it's important to decenter men. Why? Because some women actually think that it's okay to stay in a toxic relationship because at least they were picked. At least they have someone. They were taught that being alone, not having children, not getting married is a form of failure. And let's not talk about the women who are actually in relationship where it's toxic and abusive and they enjoy it. Yes. Why? Because at least they're getting attention from their man. It's a toxic form of attention. And it's extremely sad that this idea, this mindset of at least I'm not alone. Men are allowed to act like aggressors and society completely allows it. They completely allow it. You will see a lot of those aggressions, they don't start at adulthood. They actually start at a young age where young boys are actually taught to see women as objects to control and no one speaks up. Nobody speaks up. And women's no's are not seen as boundaries, but yet they are seen as a challenge to them. When women speak up and they are met with the it's not all men, I wonder, well, if it's not all men, then why don't men talk to their brothers, their fathers, their cousins when women are being hurt, when women are being abused? If it's not all men, then why are so many women suffering in silence? Trigger warning, I wanted to put a video in there. I did put two, but I think I might have to remove one of them. So trigger warning, those videos are about domestic violence. So if you want to skip that, you can just double click and skip through. Let's go ahead and get started on the videos. I most likely will see you guys at the end of the video.
Piece of shit.
Keep on. Yeah, you're gonna throw shit at me?
You're gonna
throw shit at me? You're gonna attack me? Don't you even get close to me, because you will go to fucking jail, Teddy.
Fuck, I tell you.
You will go to jail. Don't touch me. Don't you touch me.
Look at that shit.
Dude, stay away from me.
Better,
Don't come close to me or I will stab your ass. Stay away from me.
You, bitch.
Stay away. You're gonna go to jail, Teddy. Stay away from me. Keep it up.
Oh my god! Amy, please call the cops, please! Amy, please!
Shoot, he got one on that word. He better call it himself. That's how these men be sometimes too. Just narcissistic ones. They disrespect you, then they want you to help them right after. And then they play victim when you don't help them. Like, excuse me? You just punched a hole in the window trying to act tough like you're on a movie. And then it backfired. And now you have to go to the hospital. You know what? Let me know what y'all would do, because I'm not helping. It's a no. I might call Domino's Pizza, give me something to eat, but I'm not helping.
Women are attracted to abusers, and it's time for women to be honest about that. Whenever this topic comes up, women rush to defend other women and pretend that those women had absolutely no say in anything that happened. But the truth is that women are attracted to those kinds of men, abusers, and that is because abuse is a form of attention, and women love attention so much that they'll take it any way they can get it. Don't let any woman lie to you. When her boyfriend or her husband starts acting a little bit crazy, there's a small secret part of her that gets mildly excited because she's thinking, he's finally seeing me. He's a little bit crazy about me. How many times have you heard women say that they don't want a peaceful relationship? They like when it's a little bit toxic. How many times have you heard women say they want a man who can put them in their place? There is an entire side of TikTok right now thirsting after serial killers, murderers, abusers, stalkers, all kinds of evil men. We talk all the time about how men are abusive, but somebody on that other end is attracted to and curious and interested in that abuse. And you can say, oh, it's just entertainment, it's just fiction. Fantasy reveals something about the inner part of you. And see, here's the part people aren't connecting. People think that liking and wanting abuse is regulated to BDSM, but the truth is that people are living out their kinks in everyday life. When you see a trad wife talking about how much she loves serving her man, it's not about conservatism. This woman is living out a kink. And the real tea on why these women keep becoming baby mamas and choosing these abusive men is because they think it's kinky, they think it's sexy, they're attracted to it. Women get high on that rush that comes with toxicity. Oh, and let me add this. Victimhood makes women feel feminine. In their warped, twisted view of femininity, they think that needing help and being at someone else's mercy is the most feminine thing a woman can do. Why do you think white women are always playing victim, like literally known for that? Because they think that makes them feminine. And think about that whole trope of the wronged, beautiful woman, right? Like Marilyn Monroe, for example. Part of the reason why she's so popular, she's obviously popular because men, were attracted to, but also because women like the idea that she's such a wronged baby child. This is not me commenting on her life. I'm making a point. Women like when they feel like they're wrong, and they like other women who seem wrong. They love to be pitied because pity is a form of attention. So again, we keep talking about these men. We keep saying that men are abusive and they are predatory, but you guys keep flocking to them. So that means that you must like abusive predation. You met a guy, you thought he was good, he turned out to be bad, you kept going back to him. Why did you keep doing that? Because you liked that. Remember now, ending patriarchy doesn't begin in Congress or the streets. It starts in our everyday lives. If you can't even end patriarchy in your life, how are you going to end it in the world? If you love abuse in your everyday life, how are you ever going to have equality in the world? This is part 4 of my series, Things I'm Not Allowed to Say, where I say all the things that people are feeling but won't admit to themselves. Watch the first 3 parts and follow for more.
So my sister made a video basically calling out the women in our family, and I really want to add on a lot to what she said, because even though we're family, you still have to take accountability for a lot of stuff. But she was basically saying that the love for men that a lot of women in our family have is ridiculous, because they will let a man do anything, say anything, get away with so much stuff because they feel like they need a man. They just gotta have a man. If they don't have a man by their side every single minute, they're single for 1 second, it'll be the end of the world. And me and my sisters know this firsthand. But when I stayed with my grandma for a year, her husband, I'm not gonna lie, her husband, excuse my language, but he abused the shit out of me and my older sister specifically. It was never my younger sister or his daughter. It was me and my older sister. And my older sister was always coming in my defense and helping me fight, because I was not just letting this man put his hands on me. But each time this man punched, hit, pushed, whatever he did, he always found his way back in the house. There were no boundaries ever set. My grandma never did anything, and she always played the Christianity card about forgiveness and allowing people to change. Just this past Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the last past Christmas, he punched me in both sides of my jaw when I went to go and visit her, and I literally couldn't eat for a week. And she was still standing right beside him. It's sick. And like my sister said, I don't claim that. That's not the type of woman I am. And that's a generational curse that we're going to break, and that we're breaking right now. It may not seem like it, but I set so many standards, and I am so quick to cut a dude off the minute I peep any BS or any type of red flags. I'm sorry. Yes, I done had my heartbreaks, and I done went through a bunch of BS with men. The one thing I will not be is a woman that feels like she needs a man or needs a man in her life in order to live. I can depend on my...
Men shouldn't be allowed to live under the same roof as women and children. As soon as a woman gets into a relationship with a man, she is more likely in her lifetime to get raped and killed. And traffic. All the Cinderella and princess stories that you watched in movies growing up were all propaganda, because bare minimum, at the very least, they set you up to believe that when you're in a relationship with a man, if a man shows you his affections, bare minimum, you will be protected and provided for. This is not the reality of the world we currently live in. If you want to talk about rape, more than half of female rape victims, 51.1%, reported their perpetrator as their intimate partner. Approximately 34% of women reported having unwanted sex with their partners, primarily due to marital obligations. Nearly 18% of survivors of spousal rape reported that their children witnessed the crime. And while sexual assaults are often underreported, marital rape is particularly so, with 77% of cases going unreported compared to 36% of non-marital rape survivors who report their crimes to the police. If you thought rape was bad, what about killing? In 2021, intimate partners were responsible for 34% of female murder victims. And hold on, I'm not done yet. 42% of all trafficking victims were brought into trafficking by a member of their own families. 93% were recruited via an intimate partner or a marriage proposition. Now, I am in no way absolving these rapists, murderers, and traffickers of any and all responsibility that they must bear, but what I will say is it can be argued that 50% of rapes, 33% of murders, and almost 40% of all trafficking cases would have been preventable if you weren't led to believe that your apex predator was actually rebranded as your protector. Mind you, these motherfuckers have nothing on the resume that would suggest that they are anything but apex predators. I really need it to sink in that you have never been safer in your life than when you are single. Men are dangerous. Violent men aren't the exception to the rule. They are the rule. Women were never meant to allow men into their personal space. Men were never supposed to live under the same roof as women. And the idea that this is the natural order of things was really popularized in the 1950s with the idea that the nuclear family was the American dream. It was the ideal American family structure that every person should strive to achieve. Absolutely fucking not. And you see this in the fact that these men are also a safety hazard to their own fucking children. The National Center for Victims of Crime state that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys is a victim of child sexual abuse. And mind you, this is on the lower end, as the CDC reports that 1 in 4 girls are actually sexually assaulted. The biggest perpetrators for child sexual abuse are biological fathers. When a child is sexually abused, there's a 96% chance that it was done by a relative and or family member. Father, uncle, brother, cousin. Men should not be living under the same roof as women and children. This is the average man, guys. The average man is fucking doing this shit. We have 30% of college goers from a specific sample size saying that they would rape a woman. That too, that doesn't include the number of males who weren't dumb enough to admit that they would rape someone to a random researcher. And these college goers are supposed to be above average. This is also good men, guys. Like, the bar is so fucking low. We legit think a man is good just because he goes to some soccer practices. I mean, the bar is in literal fucking hell. Like, every woman needs to fucking wake up to this. Children were meant to be centered. Children were meant to live with those and only those who had the capability of centering them. And you may get tired hearing me say, oh, so women have to do all the child rearing. The way we think of child rearing nowadays, the way it is actually so traumatizing for the mother and child to experience, because we all live in an individualistic society that has turned severely isolated. Shocker. We live in a place where help isn't accessible, nor is it normalized to ask for help. When women live in community with other women and within that abundance, child rearing is actually the most beautiful thing a person can experience. And it is not in the slightest bit draining because you've surrounded yourself with competent adults, competent caretakers, competent nurturers, competent life givers who are able to aid in not only supporting you through life, but your child. And men at large have shown no proclivity to do just that. Anyways, kick that man out of your house. I'm not kidding. Kick that man out of your house. If these crime statistics didn't help, boyfriend error. Period. Boyfriend error. Ew. Anyways, thanks for listening. Much love, and like and follow for more.
You can tell a guy about statistics. You can tell a guy about every single time a guy has mistreated you. You can tell a guy how every single woman in your life you know about has been mistreated by a guy one way or another, and they will still say not all men. Like, I'm sorry, but if you are the one that keeps saying not all men, you are just as bad as the problem. Because when a man says not all men, he's basically dismissing the entire thing that women have been talking about for fucking years. How men abuse women, how men mistreat women, how men just don't view women as fucking human beings. And when they say not all men, they're basically just saying, oh, well, it's not all men. Like, you don't have to complain about all of us and put us all into that bunch. But you never speak to your homeboys about how his joke was offensive. You never tell your dad about how he treats your mom as messed up. You never speak up when your uncle makes misogynistic jokes all the time. You never confront any guy that you hear spewing misogynistic bullshit. And that's why women will never trust you, because you guys just comply to whatever men say, even if it's harmful, even if it's degrading towards women. So yeah, it is all of you guys, unless one of you guys actually has the balls to fucking speak out and be like, yo, that's not cool. Until then, women will still not trust all of you guys. And also, it's BS to me, because why else do you think fathers tell their daughters, oh, I don't trust him, oh, he's not a good man for you, oh, you gotta be careful about what you're wearing, you never know what guy's gonna do. So you do think all guys are the same. But when a woman says her concerns about that, now it's a problem.
Please make it make sense.
99% of rapists are men, though, and their victims are women. 93% of serial killers are men, and most of their victims are women. If a little girl is molested, it's 96% of the time her father, uncle, brother, or stepdad who did it. If a woman is unalived in a homicide investigation, the top suspect is her husband, boyfriend, or man that she was dating. The number one killer of pregnant women is not a disease. It's a man unaliving her. Women are dying in emergency rooms all the time because they can't get a DNC for a miscarriage because of laws that men passed. In countries with rampant religious nationalism, women are unalived for simply going to school or speaking. One of the most common war crimes are male soldiers essaying female soldiers or female civilians. Yeah, I'd say you're our apex predator. I mean, it's really not that hard to put that together. You don't even need an advanced education or anything. You just need to understand statistics, like the fact that 96% is pretty much all.
Yes, everybody. Have you noticed that when the homeless men are in the street asking for money, they let men pass and then come up to you, a black woman, to ask you for help? I've noticed that. I've noticed that the people who sell candy and gum and fruits and snacks in the train are more pushy and insistent when they get to my face with the goods that they're selling. One time, about 10 years ago, two men tried to pull me off of the J train at their stop with them. The train that I was on was full and nobody intervened as I was yelling, "Help me." If you are a black woman, you have to know that nobody is coming to save you and move accordingly, because it is true. And especially if it's a black male who is the perpetrator against you, most people will just assume that it's a domestic incident and mind their business and keep it pushing. If you are a black woman, especially a darker skinned or a heavier black woman, people are not going to jump in to assist you. So you must move accordingly and move throughout the world knowing that you have no allies, and that when it comes down to it, it's going to be you versus whoever is coming at you. People will watch you be harmed and record and upload and laugh at you. Please be smart and be aware, because as hate crimes toward black people and as hate crimes toward women both rise, that means that we are at the intersection of a lot of violence and hatred. So black women, I need y'all to be alert and be aware. Stay safe outside.
Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. As usual, if you like it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and give me your thoughts down in the comments. And if you didn't, I hope you sit with the video. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.